Hello everybody, this is a £6 bass which was caught out at sea. I was caught on some sandbanks. This video will show you how to fillet it. It's a lovely sea bass, it's about 600mm long. I was caught on a live launch. It was caught on the sandbanks about 20 miles out by my father. And a lovely condition fish, it really is. We had it pan fried with butter and veg and all this sort of stuff, and so this video will detail how to prep it. So we just put it in the fridge overnight. So here it is the next day.
Oh right, so
that's about £6. Nice and cold. Didn't have time to do it. Didn't want to do it the night before, so he's doing it now. Doing it the day after. So this is the process. You just get yourself a sharp, a fillet knife will do, or here it's usually like a meat cleaver sort of thing. And you've got real tough scales all over the body. This fish is about £5.5, £6. It's a nice fish, it's quite an old fish.
Well, they sound sharp.
Good size, quite good eating size. And you just scrape off the scales. It's as simple as that. You just scrape them off, and that'll. If you leave the scales on, you'll never be able to get your knife in there to fillet it. So you can bake them whole. You can do it like that, but if you want to do fillets, you just have to spend like 10 minutes just sort of, scaling off.
Meanwhile, David's usually
scales go everywhere. You won't get them all off. So here we are. We're sort of in the process of. So you cut along the top of the fish. There's like a bone there. You just go to the side where you can get the knife in. And you want to make sure the knife is actually razor sharp. So spend some time sharpening it up. A blunt knife will not do it. So you don't want to waste any meat. So you cut at an angle. Watch how the knife's sort of being cut down. There's some belly flesh there. I personally wouldn't include that, but I mean, just for the sake of getting the fillet off, you can do it and trim it up later on. So, mind your fingers. It might be good practice to wear some proper sort of filleted gloves, just to protect yourself. But most important, take your time doing this, and you're just cutting along the bottom of the bone there. It's a very tough fish, this. The skin's very, very tough, so you've got to make sure the knife's actually razor sharp. And in a minute here, he'll probably just scour an area near the tail. If your scales are on there, you will not get the knife through, so it's why it's imperative that the scales are all gone. So, it's just loosening it up there. Okay. And, the thing's all out of the way. And he's just going to run it down the spine of the fish there, so he's just finding it. He's not going right the way through, but he's using the tip of the knife. So he's got some scales on there, that's why he struggled. He's just washed it. He's just running it through, probably about an inch down here along the spine. It's about as far as he's going in there, about an inch. Right, he's just running it down, using the very tip of the knife, sharp it on a stone, and then he just goes a little bit deeper there, and now he's starting to use the tip of the knife just along the bones, not looking at doing too much of the filleting, but just separating it, making sure you're getting all the flesh actually on the fillet. You rush this, you could lose half the meat, so it's just he's just scaling it along. Look, it looks good. He's just trimming it along. See the spine there, look. Make sure there's no lost meat in there. So if you're gonna do this quickly, you won't do it so good. But if this sort of fish is actually worth quite a lot of money, so it's worth taking the time. It's the same sort of process if you were filleting a salmon or something like that. A freshly caught salmon, so you just run it down, and now you're looking to sort of separate the first fillet. You're just cutting it away. Now you're still going to get a few bones in there, and you'll see a little device which he's got later on. So there's like a bone clip where you can actually physically get hold of any bones which are in this upper layer here, near the belly, but just a bit high up, and you can just pluck them out. I'll show you how to do that. So you can see the knife he's just not using just using the tip of the knife just to trim, make sure you're not losing any meat. And you know, this fish is very, in places can be quite sort of difficult to separate. That's why the knife needs to be sharp. But he's just going to try and, he might even just pull this bit away here. He might just try and tear it off and trim it up later on. And also it's quite difficult because the fish is moving around. Now you can get chopping boards which have got like a crocodile clip on it, and you can clip the head and the clip over the actual head of the fish to stop it skating around. Yeah, there's one fillet that not trimmed, but just near his bugger it there. So there you go. So he's not going to do that bit yet. He's going to do them both together. He's now going to do this bit. You notice he's sort of cutting at an angle towards the head there, and he's just trying to capture. There's a lot of meat high up there. If you cut sort of square from the sort of where there's a fin about here, if you cut along there, you can miss a lot of this top meat here. So he's cutting at an angle, and again he's just using a little bit of the knife at the top, just to sort of trim it down. It's following the spine. Remember the other fillet's gone. We'll do a little scar just across the tail here. Makes it a little bit easier. There's still going to be a few scales on this fish, so when the fillets are done, you want to look to try and move them. So there you go, just make a scar on the tail there, so it'll join up. Remember, watch your fingers when you're doing it. A glove would be good. Clipping the fish down would be good. But if you're experienced and you know what you're doing, you don't need the glove or clip. Yeah, Dad's probably done this a couple of thousand times in his life, I don't know. But he is, he's not doing it fast. He is taking his time, but when you've got quite an expensive fish, you just have to sort of take your time with it. You don't want to waste any of it. I mean, the bag limit I think was 2 fish, but he only caught 1 keeper that day, and there was another 3 people, anglers on the boat, and they only caught small ones. So it's early season bass fishing, and it can be like that. Not a lot of fish about. But this year the UK government are letting people take 2, which is good. So again, he's just using the tip of the knife just to separate it away from the bones there. And so you've got a decent fillet. And he'll look to trim up. These fillets in a minute. So again, just using the tip of the knife, separate it away. Now I think he will remove the belly meat. There's a lot of bones in there. It's not good quality meat, so he might even trim that off. I'm not sure what he's going to do here. Yeah, again, he's just running it down. If you've got a sharpening stone nearby, it might pay just to sort of take a bit of a break and just to sort of sharpen the knife up again. But he's not, you notice he's doing lots of little separation manoeuvres here. I mean, like I say, you can do it. There's a lot quicker ways to do it, but he is capturing all the meat on the fish. And this fish weighs about, 5.5, 6 pounds. I think it's about 600 mil long. Came to a live launce or sand eel on a floating trace. They did catch some other bass on the boat, but they were a lot smaller. There's a lot of sand eels about, but I suggest it's a little bit early. So it looks a bit messy in there, but he is separating it, and you'll see him tidy the fillets up in it. Dad is getting a bit older now, so he's not as quick as he used to be, as strong as he used to be with the old fillet knife, but it's quite an expensive fish, and at least he's getting all the meat. There you go, there's 2 fillets, get rid of that. Right, so looks like he's got one vaspine. Looks like he's just trimming off a bit of old scrappy shit where one of the fins was. And he's just trimming all the inside of the sort of the belly. There's still a few bones in this area here, and he uses a tool, like a plucker tool, to remove it. And all what happens with this fish, once it's all done, is you put on a baking tray, cling film goes over it, and it goes back in the fridge, ready for I think this one was pan fried with roasted sort of new potatoes and some peas and some green beans, and just pan fried in butter on a hot hob, and it was it was pretty delicious. So that he's trimming off the belly there. Some people might keep that in, some people don't, but that meat's a bit cruddy. It's a bit thin and cruddy, and so you're just left with a prime fillet there. And I'll be honest with you, that was pretty damn good. So he's just trimming it all up, but he starts to debone it in a minute. So he's just getting a bit loose. Where the fins join the fish, you do get some real like tough sort of bits of membrane and bone and stuff like that, and that's what that is, some of that. So he's just removing all the crud. See, this is it. This is the deboner. So this is the top of the.
Didn't know you had anything
the fat, the quite the thick bit of the fillet near the head, and he's just feeling with his thumb if there's any bones in there, and he's just pulling them out as he sort of sees them. I think he pulled out about 4 or 5, both fillets, and there's nothing worse than about tucking into your fish and you've got some horrible bones in there. Instead of just chopping them all out, you can actually pluck them out with this, and you keep lots more meat. You see. Here you go. So it's nearly there. Then what you'll see him do, you'll see him divide it up into portions. Chopping up into sort of sizable pan-size chunks for cooking. It's just feeling for any sort of bones. He's probably pulled out like 3 or 4 major sort of bones in this area here, And it's a really, it's like the only sort of way you can do it really, is by using some sort of little.
What's a big?
Yeah, it's a decent bone. So it's all just crap coming off it. Just so it pays just to do a bit of preparation on these fish. They are quite expensive to buy. I mean, if you were in a restaurant in London or something like that, you wouldn't get a lot of it, and it'd be very expensive. But when you do get them freshly caught like this, you can really sort of indulge and have a nice fillet to yourself. So you can see there's a lot of bones in there, and to keep the main bit of the fillet intact, this is definitely the only way forward, really.
Yeah.
4 out of the 2 fillets, yeah.
Committee me
Yeah.
what size.
Yeah, then we'll freeze one.
You can see what beautiful
Do you think?
fillets they really
Yeah,
are.
because then we'll have
Bass
it another
is
night.
really
With
good eating. That really
Good
is.
size,
share
isn't
it out.
Right, so what we're doing, if I cut it back there,
Make his mind
Yeah.
up on how big he actually wants to cut it. Today. Away we go. So we've got one there. There's no bones in it. It's all been deboned. It's been filleted to perfection. Okay, it's taken a bit of time to do it, but it's better to do things properly than to sort of do it speedily and miss out. Not remove half of the fillet and So there you go. That's
They wouldn't
the
get a restaurant, that's
that's
about
the
45 quid.
European sea bass, cling film going over the top for cooking a few hours later. It's just going to go back in the fridge. Like I say, he didn't fillet it when he got off the boat because it was a long day. He was up at 6 and he didn't get in until about 7. Drive an hour there and an hour back, and so what they done, they just put the fish on the tray inside a couple of polythene bags and plastic bags, and just left it in there overnight. So this is just, so it's just kept in the fridge for a few more hours, and that's it. And that's the video.